Okay, there we go. All right, I think, let me record this. Everything's on. I have like multiple buttons I have to make sure are all working at the same time. Okay, and we're live. Everything good? Okay, and I have a special guest today. It is a good friend of mine, a fellow journalist. He's the managing editor for our sister station, KTNV, over in Las Vegas, George Kiriyama. Hey, George.
Well, things are frozen. Yeah, well, now you're frozen.
Are we frozen? It started off so well. It started off so well with my intro. How's it now?
Well, I didn't hear your intro.
Okay, let me try it again. Let's do this intro. Okay, so today my guest is George Kiriyama. He's a good friend, a fellow journalist, managing editor for our sister station over in Las Vegas, KTNV. George, good to see you.
Good to see you too. Aloha from the 9th Island.
That's right. And I wanted to talk to you because there's all this hype, all this talk about the reopening of Las Vegas. How's it going? I wanted to get a sense of what's happening over there.
Well, this is day 2. It's exciting for a lot of people here in Vegas. There's life back on the Strip and off Strip. I'm off Strip right now in my home. And yeah, you see a total difference. I mean, just a week ago, things were boarded up, and now the lights are on, and people are walking around. Tourists are flying into Vegas. It's pretty crazy. A lot of people smiling, and so you just feel a whole different type of energy now that you haven't felt since early March.
That's when you guys actually shut down, right?
Actually, it was mid-March, but there was talk about shutting down, and so people were already starting to have that anxiety, right? And so then when it finally happened, boy, it was just a whole different experience. I mean, Vegas known for its vibrant energy, and it was just gone within hours.
Are the tourists back then? Like, as soon as you announced that the casinos were reopening, did they all come back?
Well, yeah, well, the tourists are here, but they're not, the volume is not let's just say the volume is not there, but obviously, it seems like there's a whole lot more because we had nothing before. Now there's humanity on the Strip, but definitely nowhere near the level of what we've seen. Summertime and New Year's. That's just crazy volume of people, and it's probably going to take a while before we get back to that type of crowd, that type of volume. I think people are kind of waiting and seeing what happens, but certainly people are excited to look at Vegas and say, hey, they're open again. Not everything is open yet, but as the days and weeks go by, you'll start seeing a lot more hotels and casinos open up. But there's a good number of properties on the Strip and in downtown Vegas that are already open, and people are having fun. I mean, they're gambling.
How are they doing in terms of the social distancing? Has it been difficult to actually make sure people adhere to that? Are they wearing the masks?
Well, I haven't been to any casinos personally yet, but from some of the news stories that we've done and some of the pictures and video we've seen, you see some social distancing and others who are not social distancing. So probably it mirrors a lot what you see around the country in terms of the bigger cities, where you see some people doing it and other people not doing it. Some people wearing masks, others are not wearing masks. So it'll be interesting to see what happens the next 2-3 weeks in terms of, if you want to talk about COVID-19. It'd be interesting to see if we see a spike because of all the crowds coming together, but hopefully not. Cross your fingers.
Yeah, I think that's the big fear, and I know you mentioned you haven't yourself gone because you're kind of waiting it out as well, and I'm sure a lot of people, even though people here really want to go to Vegas, but maybe they're kind of waiting it out as well, waiting to see what happens. How are law enforcement doing? Are they responding to any calls? How has it been?
Well, right now, the area law enforcement, they're busy with the nightly protests that are going on. We have, I think, 1 or 2 going on tonight. So that's pretty much a lot of the main folks. Obviously, there are metros everywhere, keeping the peace, so to speak. And
you're talking about, just for our viewers, it's the George Floyd protests, like the Black Lives Matter protests that we're seeing across the country. Correct.
Although tonight there was a vigil for a police officer who was shot and critically injured I want to say it was a few nights ago.
As a result of these demonstrations, right?
Yes.
Turned violent.
as a result of one of the Black Lives Matter protests. So he is in the hospital right now. Looks like it's going to be a long road to recovery, but people are praying for him and just wishing him well and his family well. Today there was a candlelight vigil. People praying for him. So at the hospital, it's good to see the community coming together for that.
Yeah, unfortunately for him though, and so the attention has been on COVID-19, right? How has the cases been there? Obviously they're reopening the major businesses there, which are the casinos. So that means you guys have gotten a handle on it, flattened the curve?
Well, Nevada's doing really well. I mean, when I say really well, all considering, compared to some other parts of the country, Nevada has seen, we flattened the curve. I believe it was about early June. So we flattened the curve probably about a month and a half ago, and then the numbers started decreasing. And that's the reason why you're seeing we're in phase 2 of reopening now. The governor feels comfortable that we can be in phase 2. But of course, everyone's going to be monitoring the numbers and seeing what happens, and hopefully we don't see a spike, because other action may have to be taken if we see a spike.
Yeah, that's the biggest concern, especially for us here. I know we are still waiting for bars to reopen. Are your bars already open? I know some of our nightlife still has to wait till June 19th. So is everything pretty much like the nightlife and the nightclubs? How are those doing?
Bars are allowed to be open, but not nightclubs.
Okay.
So none of the venues where you have large crowds. So no concerts, no
shows?
Nightclubs, no shows. Yeah. You can't have a place where you have hundreds and hundreds of people sitting together. Not yet. So it's a little too soon. Mm-hmm. No sporting events, of course, of any nature, just because that's just a large crowd, right? So no festivals. You can't have thousands of people walking around in a parking lot or in a park. So that will come later, as long as we continue down a positive road. That'll be later on.
I do remember what I love about Vegas are those buffets. They're like the best buffets. Are those gone?
The buffets that
that we all know and love.
No, right now, no. We are not seeing those type of buffets. I think, what was it, a Golden Corral? If I'm not mistaken, that was the one.
Well, that's a big one.
Yeah, I heard that they're doing more cafeteria style though. So what that is, instead of you going up yourself and serving and touching a spoon that someone else had just previously touched, it's someone behind the display of food will put it in there for you.
Oh, I see. So it's like kind of like high school, where you kind of just go down with your tray.
Right. So it's cafeteria style, not buffet style. So you can't do it on your own. Someone's going to put it on the plate for you, and then at the end, you pay for it.
And then you just point to what you want.
Right. But none of the buffets in these hotels are open, as far as I know. So that would have been a big deal.
Yeah, and I think in the new normal, as they say, that's the one thing that'll probably go. I also was curious. I have these weird questions for you. I know I play poker. So are the poker rooms open? I've heard they are not. Well,
I'm not sure about the rooms. So I don't know if the rooms are open, but definitely on the casino floor, you do have tables. Mm-hmm. So you do have like the 3-card poker and Pai Gow and all of that going on.
Slot machines.
Slot machines, yeah, they're all spaced out. Blackjack, craps tables. It's just that they're only allowing a set number of people there. You can't crowd around like you used to.
Craps tables. Oh my gosh! How do they sanitize the dice each time they roll?
Yeah, they're supposed to be cleaning the dice, cleaning the chips, doing all of that. I don't know how they're able to
do all of that.
Keep up, but they're supposed to sanitize everything. I mean, and then the
good point. The chips
are wearing gloves, or wearing masks, have gloves. So,
but this was really important for the economy over there, right? It's just been devastated. A lot of jobs were lost. A lot of working class people in these casinos, and not just the actual people that deal, but also the people that clean and serve. Yep. So it was really important, wasn't it, for your economy?
It was, and again, it's not fully open yet, but it's more open than it was, say, a week ago, so, or just even a few days ago. So we still have a long way to go. Vegas is still a long way to go, but you're starting to see life again on the Strip and off Strip, which is great. So, but still a long way to go. Not everything is open yet. As we just said, no concerts, no shows, no festivals. Those are a big part of Vegas too. So that's still not there. So it's not quite where we want to be.
Well, what would be your advice to maybe people here that really want to go, maybe don't want to wait that long? What are your tips for going? I mean, are the hotels pretty expensive? I'm trying to think if they want to attract more visitors, they wouldn't be that expensive to stay in at this point. I don't know. What do you think?
Well, I'm hearing there's some deals going on. So, and hey, guess what? The California Hotel is open. Very popular place for people in Hawaii. They love the Cal. So the Cal is definitely open. People are there right now as we speak. One thing that's not going to be open this year because of what's going on, and we're bummed to hear it's not going to be here later this year, but it will be opening next year, is Zippy's, the first mainland Zippy's here in Vegas. In the southwest part of Vegas is where it's going to set up shop, and they're going to have a big central kitchen facility for future expansions so that we will see Zippy's valley-wide here, more than just one. And of course, Napoleon Bakery attached to it. So.
Oh gosh, I'm sure a lot of people disappointed that won't be opening.
Well, I'm disappointed it's not going to open.
Yeah.
We were all set to go. We're going to have a camera out there. Grand opening. I was going to be first in line. Well, maybe not first. But not many people know what Zippy's. Of course, people from Hawaii know what Zippy's are or Zippy's is, but it's going to be good when they come here. But because of the pandemic, they sent out, when was that? I would say it was about maybe 2 months ago. They said, yeah, it's not going to open this year, but maybe in 2021. So, okay. So no zip pack for a while.
Oh, well, that's okay. Like I said, all good things come to those who wait, as they say. But George, it's always good to talk to you. For our viewers, we are good friends, and it's good to see that you're doing well over there in Vegas, and I'm glad that the economy is opening up. There's a lot of people here wanting to do that as well.
I know. A lot of people probably thought you and I were going to talk, and I was going to be in a casino. But then again, I wouldn't be able to hear you. You know how loud the casinos are?
Next time.
Like, what? Yeah, you would see my ear. You wouldn't see anything because I'm trying what are you saying? So.
But next time, when you want to go back to the casino, you can take us with you.
Well, yeah, I probably will do something social media wise. I think they allow stuff outside. I think they're pretty. When it comes to doing things on the inside, security will be like, hey, what are you doing?
Take us to the Cal. Like, I'd want to see.
I think they're okay if you're in the restaurant part. Like, I could show you eating like a mixed plate.
And they're social distancing there too, right? 6 feet with the...
I'm sure they are. I think it's part of the guidelines from the state gaming board.
Yeah.
They have to adhere to the guidelines. If they get reported, then they can get in trouble. So hopefully all the hotels are doing what they're supposed to do to keep everyone safe, keep themselves safe, keep the customers safe.
Yeah, no one wants to be the reason for another shutdown, I'm pretty sure.
Right. So I think everyone's being careful, but you can be careful and have fun at the same time. So.
All right. Well, George, good to see you. George Kiriyama there with our sister station, KTNV. Thank you so much for sharing your insight. And we'll check in with you again soon.
Yeah. Yes. Mahalo. Aloha.
Aloha. And don't go away. Good morning, Hawaii. We'll be back in a moment.